in Harlem, baby. And we're about to go grubbing for breakfast at our very first restaurant. So we had to leave the first place because they just didn't open. So, and we're about to get caught in the rain. Possibility of being late to the next place. So yeah, not too happy about that. It's a good thing I made an extra reservation on top of the other reservation that I made last night, because we wouldn't have had anywhere to go this morning for breakfast. Alright, so we're about to visit Home Sweet Harlem. Oh, that's all.
So I'm in deep thought about this coffee, but I also am in deep thought about how we were greeted at the door.
So I did a selfie taste test of my pancakes, which were really good. They were sweet without the syrup, and I really enjoyed that. I also put the fruit on top for aesthetics.
He's good. The pancakes. Good. Hello. So we're going to do a review now on Home Sweet Harlem. We didn't do the review at the restaurant, so we're gonna do it now. You've seen us do it this way before, so we're gonna work the same way. We rate service,
Taste and
vibe,
yes.
and the high score you can get is 10. So, you want to talk about your experience a little bit?
Yes. So, I personally liked the homey vibe. It is, when you go into the restaurant, it's very homey, and I guess that's why they call it Home Sweet Harlem, which is great. I think it goes good. So I did like the ambiance and the vibe from the restaurant. So that to me was fine. My food was actually my food was good. As far as taste goes, the pancakes were, I think he told us at one point, that's one of the most popular options. So the pancakes are really good. Bryce told me that I should mention this because I should mention it. But I put the fruit on. So in the video you saw the fruit on my pancakes to make it more decorative. I actually did that because I was like, oh, I want some decorative pancakes or whatever. So the fruit came on the side. So I was like, let me just kind of try and put like the cutest fruit and decorate it on top of the pancakes. So that was me. But nonetheless, the pancakes were good. The pancakes were good. Now I will say, I have a problem all the time with how people scramble eggs in restaurants. This goes for any owned business, white owned, black owned, BIPOC, it doesn't matter. But I don't know, I guess I just recommend that when people offer scrambled eggs, just give them a little fluff.
Well, some places do ask.
They
you want
do.
Them hard scrambled, soft scrambled. They even ask if you want them over easy hard or over easy easy. but I've only been to a handful of places that actually ask that.
Yeah, most times when you say scrambled, they just scramble them however they scramble their eggs, and then that's it. So I will say that there was nothing super special about the egg. It was, I would say it was, I guess it would be hard scrambled, honestly. When I make eggs homemade, I always put like milk in it and I fluff them up, and they taste amazing. So that's how I like my eggs when I go out, but not many people scramble their eggs that way. So anyways, it's fine. But that's how I felt about the food on my end. I'm a very big coffee drinker, and yeah, my coffee was okay.
So we were originally supposed to go to the Harlem Biscuit Company. As I mentioned in the video, they didn't open, they didn't call. We wanted to go there. We really wanted to go there for breakfast. So I literally called the place from 9 to 2 o'clock in denial that they would just not open.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't open. As far as I know, there's never been any update on what happened that day. We weren't the only people outside waiting for them to open. So that is just a part of this review too, because that was our original breakfast place. And like Val said in the video, she scheduled an extra reservation just in case. So now on to Home Sweet Harlem. I was not satisfied at all. When we walked in, I was immediately excited about the vibe of the ambiance, but
yeah, because it's like a diner-ish type vibe, and it's cute. See, I love diners.
But you feel like you're in your living room or something like that, the way it's decorated. But what I had a problem with was, I think, and this might be because of the pandemic, we don't know because we've never been there prior to, but there's 2 doors. I couldn't tell which one I was supposed to go into. You even hear her in the background saying, "How do we get in here?" But there were people standing at the door inside of the restaurant preparing delivery orders. And so when I came in, I don't remember being greeted other than asking to sign the temperature thing. And so I kind of felt like we made a reservation for a place that wasn't even accepting dine-in. That's what it kind of felt like, because we walked in, we kind of looked confused. They were preparing, there were a bunch of delivery drivers standing outside. So I'm like, maybe it's to go only. And, you could tell when somebody as a customer is confused. So I kind of felt like there was a moment for reassurance that didn't happen. We were just told that we could sit wherever we want. So we sat down next to food. I didn't like my order. Like Val said, the eggs, I ordered a frittata, and the eggs without the sausage and the peppers wouldn't have tasted like anything. The sausage basically gave the egg the flavor. Secondly, I ordered sweet potatoes.
Yes.
That had a vinegar flavor in them, and it was fine, but they were overcooked. And when I asked the waiter or waitress, because there were 2 people helping us, if vinegar is a norm or if maybe there was a mistake that happened, they told me they didn't know if vinegar was supposed to go in them. And I'm just like, well, I'm looking around and we're the only people here.
Yeah, because I made
if
sure
you
to
don't know, can you ask?
Yeah, I made sure to make a reservation for like the earliest time so we could get in when it was as less crowded as possible. So yeah, there was really no one there.
So it was just, I don't know, like for me being in customer service, I just felt like as the only people there, it was a time to you don't have anything to do. And usually when a waiter or waitress doesn't have anybody to wait on, they literally cater to you, like ask you where you're coming from, ask you, make menu recommendations. So it was kind of disappointing that we were the only people there. And at the same time, when we first got there, it felt like they didn't want to be bothered. Weren't knowledgeable about the menu and didn't try to be knowledgeable at the time that we had questions. And then lastly, there was a part of when we got the receipt, there was 2 fees up there, and I wasn't used to seeing the other fee. So there's a service fee and gratuity. So we were just trying to understand if the whole thing was gratuity, right? Or were you trying to...
Yeah, because I just wanted to make sure that if the tip was included, right, that if I wanted to give more, I could, or is that everything that was factored in, including like a 20% tip? We always at least do a 20% tip when we go to these restaurants and things. So I was just trying to make sure that the waitress and waiter were getting the amount of money that, you know, the gratuity was.
And I know when people ask you about the receipt and the gratuity and stuff, it can probably be kind of like scary to answer those questions, because maybe you assume that they're trying to tip you less or they don't want to tip you. So when Val asked her, was that a part of the service fee, a part of the gratuity, she was just like, no, and she just left it at that. No opportunity to explain what was going on with the receipt. And I'm not trying to be hypercritical of this place, but I'm just saying at this point we had our expectations set on experiences, and we've been to multiple places. So Harlem is this big hub of Black-owned places, Black eateries.
Well, the thing about that is we've been to so many Black-owned restaurants in Harlem. That was another thing. Like, we've been to so many restaurants there that are Black-owned that we were trying to find ones that we hadn't been to.
Right.
And it was really hard and to find ones for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because that's what we're trying to give y'all options, right? We're trying to give y'all like different areas to go for like all throughout the day. So that was one of our struggles, because there's like so many that we could have picked. But the Harlem Biscuit Company was just like, wait, we've never been there. I don't like, so we definitely want to go there. I love biscuits. He loves biscuits. So, and then it ended up not happening that way. And then we ended up going to Home Sweet Harlem, which again, we had never been there as also. So it was just a moment of figuring out where we were going. So that was another reason why we tried to focus on businesses we hadn't been to.
I agree.
So, but yeah, New Jersey did spoil us in that way. I think every business in New Jersey has really had really set the bar high.
So, I mean, with that being said, this is our experience. We are showcasing, so you do get to see the food, you do get to see the ambiance of the place. We have explained what the vibe was for us and the customer service was for us, but at the same time, you might want to try it. You might have a different experience. That's why I said I'm wondering if this is just the hecticness of regulations and policies for the pandemic and whatnot. I don't really know, but I wanted, like I said, and like I've always said before we started this food tour, was we were going to be completely honest, and we hope that what we say in these videos can be taken as feedback and not as criticism and us just bashing people on the internet.
Yeah, because that's not the intent. The intent is really to give feedback so that businesses can improve, because there's always room for improvement. Yes, we gave a lot of 10s in New Jersey.
They earned them. But I'm pretty sure the owners are like, wait, I can improve this, or we can do this better. There's always room for improvement. It was just the customer service we experienced there, the food, everything was just, we were really catered to at the restaurants we went to in New Jersey. So I think that's really important to note, that this is really just feedback for these businesses. Because a lot of times you don't even know you have a bad review because somebody put it on Yelp or they put it on their Instagram and they didn't tag you. We're tagging people. We're tagging the owners or whoever runs their social media accounts, so they know what we're saying, and it's an opportunity for them to fix what was wronged. And I think that's what's really important about these videos, is we're tagging the businesses, we're saying what our experience was. And even if you watch the whole video, you know, as an owner of a business, I don't have a location, but if somebody made a video about my business and they made B-roll, you might see that there's a sign that's out of date, or a sign that's not in place, or a chair that you might want to move somewhere else. So you can really use these videos to your benefit.
Definitely get the pancakes. We urge you to go and try and see if you have a completely different experience than we did. Like,
and let us know.
Let us know. All of these businesses, we want y'all to try, like, at some point. Anyway, we just want to thank Home Sweet Harlem for allowing us to dine in during this time. We know it's definitely difficult operating a business during COVID, and we hope our audience enjoys this video, and we also hope that you make plans to visit Home Sweet Harlem if you're in the area at some point. All right, and that's a wrap for our stop number 1, New York City. Peace.
Can you guess where we're heading next? I'll give you 3 clues. This tea shop is refreshing, delicious, and located in Harlem. Join us Thursday, September 16th at 11 a.m. for the big reveal. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.